Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and here we're going to be recapping day two of Houston Texans training camp, as the Texans had day two today, this morning, on Thursday morning, mixing up my days. But today was a little bit more. I always say day one is usually always quiet. I think today was a little bit more of a louder day. You heard today the defense made one of their big first plays, and that was Jalen Petrie intercepting CJ Stroud, as we'll get into that. But we're going to get into some of the things that happened at training camp. And look, there's still no fans at training camp, so who do we get this information from? You gotta thank the people that are there, some of the insiders that are there: Jonathan Alexander, Cody Stutes, Landry Locker, Adam Wexler. I think I'm missing a couple other guys that are there and are taking videos and updating us fans on what's going on. And so thank you to those guys. I wouldn't be here doing a video about it if we didn't know what was going on. And that is how we know what's going on, is the media. But so let's go over what the first offensive line combination and team drills was, because this was a big talk of yesterday. That was the big talk of yesterday, what the offensive line looked like. Well, let's look at what it looked like today. It was a little bit different today. Left tackle was Ariante Ursure, and he was at right tackle yesterday. Then right tackle was Blake Fisher. Jake Andrews was at center. And this was just Jonathan Alexander. He didn't list who was at right guard, right guard or left guard, but he was just mentioning the switches for the Texans at Blake Fisher being at right tackle, Ariante Ursay being at left tackle, and Jake Andrews being at center. And those are changes compared to yesterday, because yesterday at center was Jarrett Patterson. At right tackle yesterday was Ariante Ursay, who's now at left tackle, and then left tackle yesterday was Cam Robinson. So those are the changes compared to yesterday. Now, another update by Jonathan Alexander was Nick Chubb continues to get a lot of reps with running backs like Damian Pierce, J.J. Taylor, and Joe Mixon not active in training camp. You've got all those guys. Well, Pearson, Taylor on the PUP list, and then you've got Joe Mixon on the non-football injury list. So, but then we've got, this is another update from Jonathan Alexander. CJ Stroud was 1 for 2 with a completed pass to Nico Collins on his first series in team drills. Nick Chubb ran the ball with the first team, but the play was neglected before a full start by Blake Fisher, who immediately was pulled. So that can tell you some stuff right there, because we know yesterday, the first day of camp, Blake Fisher wasn't at right tackle. Some people were surprised by that. I thought that possibly, I think a lot of people thought that Blake Fisher has a possibility of being the starting right tackle, but it seems like Ariante Ursure also has a chance at that right tackle position. And making a play like that early in camp, getting a full start definitely could hurt you. And Blake Fisher, a youngster trying to earn a spot. And another thing Jonathan Alexander, posted was that Davis Mills has had some success. He found John Mechie and Jalen Noel for a couple nice catches against the second team defense. We know yesterday Davis Mills had the best pass of the day. Davis Mills threw a deep out route to Jared Wing yesterday. That was the best pass of the day. So it seems like so far Davis Mills has outplayed CJ Stroud in training camp. That is nothing to be worried about. I think that's just impressive for Davis Mills. Look, it's eventually, most days CJ Stroud's going to look better than Davis Mills, 100%. But Davis Mills has looked really sharp throughout the start of camp. That's nothing against CJ Stroud. I think that's just credit to Davis Mills and what he's done so far in training camp. And now, but there was one bad throw by Mills, because Davis Mills threw a pass, and rookie Jalen Smith made a nice play to dive and deflect it. But at the same time, C.J. Stroud also made a bad pass today. Both quarterbacks threw bad passes. As C.J. Stroud threw an interception to Jalen Petrie in team drills. Defense got really hyped after that interception by C.J. Stroud, and that was the first big play by the defense in this training camp. No interceptions yesterday. This was the first pick of training camp. That goes to Jalen Petrie. Now, something that D'Amico Ryan said throughout this morning that I thought was interesting is, D'Amico Ryan's mentioned second-year defensive end Solomon Byrd and him potentially peaking this offseason. That could just be an add to this defensive end room that is already so stacked. But D'Amico Ryan seems to, definitely potentially be, possibly, maybe a little bit hyped for, or confident. Confidence probably the better word. Confident in Solomon Byrd, and so if you've got D'Amico Ryan's confidence, I think that's a great thing. Now, I didn't talk about who was at the guard positions in the first O line. It was Laken Tomlinson and Titus Howard, and those are no changes compared to yesterday. The reason why Jonathan Alexander only listed who is at left tackle, right tackle, and center was because of the fact that those were changes compared to yesterday. Now, who were at left guard and right guard were Titus Howard and Laken Tomlinson, which are no changes to yesterday. Those two guys were at left guard and right guard yesterday for the Texans. So, and Cody Stutes was the one who posted the full offensive line. Jonathan Alexander did not, but Cody Stutes did post the full thing. I'm trying to see if I missed anything else potentially. I feel like I've gone through it all. Petrie intercepted Stroud. Mills looked really solid today. Nick Chubb's getting a lot of reps. Honestly, I don't know if I've missed much. And, it seems like Titus Howard is locked in at right guard potentially. That seems like, there was a lot of uncertainty with Titus Howard this offseason, but it seems like, D'Amico's in the Texans as of right now through 2 days of camp are confident in Titus Howard at right guard. Outside of that, that's really it today. It was outside of that, it's a lot of, small stuff. You had a large, this is Adam Wexler, I'll add to this, large group working as punt returners, Braxton Berrios, Durango Ballaway, D. Jackson, Woody Marks, Jawar Jordan, Christian Kirk, Jalen Noel, and John Mechie. That's a lot of guys getting punt returns. Yesterday we were hearing about punt returns and Braxton Berrios, Christian Kirk, and Jalen Noel were receiving punt returns. Maybe it seems like as of right now those are some of the top guys, Christian Kirk, Braxton Berrios, and Jalen Noel, that those are some of the top guys the Texans have in mind as returning punts this year. But we will see what happens. Also, another update that I did not mention is Christian Harris did not practice again today. He's not dressed. He's there, but he's not dressed. And he's not on the PUP list or the non-football injury list. So we will see when Harris suits up. Let me know your thoughts on day 2 of Houston Texans training camp in the comment section, and peace out. Go Texans.